So this question comes from Tomoyo Boim, and he asks, do people still use actual techniques from kata, or do they just do kickboxing and stuff when they spar? And this is actually a very valid question, and it spoke to me personally because I know I used to be a culprit for this sort of thing. For me, I would have compartmentalized pieces of my training. So I would have kata doing stuff over here, and I'd have sparring doing stuff over here, weapons, self-defense, and they would all kind of hang out and look different than each other. And eventually I realized that why am I training in all these different components when they don't seem to have anything to do with each other? They're not informing each other in any significant way. And I think a lot of people, when they really investigate their sparring, will find something similar. What they do during their fighting is a series of good solid basics, front kicking, side kicking, cross jab, some knife hands, maybe a spinning back fist, something like that, and a few set of tactics that they simply rely upon over and over and over again. If you have a series of kata that allegedly contain a large portion of information and knowledge from past generations, why does it not seem to infect sparring in any way? And now you can tell yourself, oh well, what I'm doing in my kata shows up in this abstract way or that abstract way. But really it rarely does. And one step that people often take to try to connect the two is investigate bunkai. And what bunkai is the investigation of what is actually occurring in kata. So for example, if you have a chunk of kata that blocks, hits, moves, and blocks, you can investigate, okay, this person is punching with the left hand, I'm deflecting and hitting, deflecting the other hand, hitting up to the head, and calling it a day. However, when it comes time to apply that in a live randori style experience, really you just break back down into that kickboxing stuff that you were doing anyway. So we think that perhaps our techniques and skills increase with our kata training, but not appreciably so. In order to get kata to truly inform what it is you're doing in your fighting, you have to first realize the limitations of sparring. Sparring is just a drill. It involves a lot of padding. It involves rules for where you can engage and what you can do. You can maybe do light contact to the head, even full contact. Nothing to the throat, nothing to the eyes, nothing to the groin. No small circle type of jiu-jitsu or joint locking because the fingers aren't available, they're in gloves. So you have to look at all those limitations and realize that the full curriculum of karate is not available to you during sparring. So while a kata will help you engage, close distance, and eliminate an opponent, that simply can't be the case in sparring. You have to hit, engage, and then move back apart and then re-engage. So inherently speaking, kata cannot be purely effective in sparring due to sparring's limitations. So what we have to do to help kata become one with our fighting ability is we have to investigate oyo bunkai, or as Bill Hay Sensei calls it, tichiki, what the hand is doing. These are the core concepts that make kata brilliant. It's the manipulations of height, distance, angle, stance, and timing, as well as a correlation of all the different aspects of karate put together in a cycle of mutually beneficial techniques. So, striking followed by tuite, followed by tegumi before the opponent hits the ground. In what ways can these things cycle together, and what way can they be enhanced by Kyusho-style striking? And ultimately, how can you use them without thinking? And of course, kata drills in those patterns without thinking. Now, you have to come up with drills in order to actually let those apply. What I like to do is have my dojo mates attack me, no sparring gear, no limitations on what they're going to do, grab, punch, kick, bite, whatever. And what I do is first actually intellectually try to apply a piece of kata. How can I use that against different parts of the body? So during one attack it'll work very well and I'll see something open up. During another attack it'll fail horribly. That's why I have to make sure my control is very good, as well as the people I'm working with have to be very good. After a couple of years of doing this with a kata, what I'll do is I will then stop picking pieces. I will let the person come in and attack me in any way they want, and I'll let the appropriate piece express itself, and see what other pieces come after it from the kata. I let the kata inform itself. And so that's how a kata becomes much more effective in the realm of life protection than a sparring drill could be. Now, of course, sparring is still a part of the entire aspect of what I do, and I think it should be an aspect of what you do too, because there's no feeling quite like not expecting what's coming. You can be a master at a prearranged attack coming in here and make it look explosive and dynamic. But the second you don't know what's coming, that's when things start to get interesting. So I recommend continuing to keep sparring in your curriculum, however realize it is just a tool for a bigger picture.